Hello and welcome to this week's Wednesday Waffle. And this week we're going to have the normal fare, what have you been up to, upcoming videos, the waffle, and then I wind it up with some drone footage, dependent on how long I waffle on for. Been an interesting week this week, but I'm not going to go into that. We had a long weekend this weekend, May Day bank holiday, and we went up to Rattigan Pass and Lochmore at Bellabeg, which is on the eastern side of Loch Ness. We didn't see the monster, and we had a great time, and the views at Rattigan are just something else. And while I know Lindsay's photographs are going to show it off, I'm hoping that the drone footage does the same. And at Lochmore also, whereas it didn't have the inherent picturesque views that we had over the loch at Rattigan, it was still a lovely place in its own way, if noisy. So, we've got videos coming up, and Friday is the final part, rather than the you know what I mean. It's the final part of our Easter exit with video from Balcorach. Drone footage, video footage, etc. from that trip to the place where I once fell in the river and have not been allowed to forget it. So next Monday we have a photo diary from Alderkish and a walk to Jean Carr's Stone. It's a geocaching spot and it's an earth cache, and well worth a look. Although I personally think the video on Fridays are better, but there you go. Next Wednesday, a waffle. It's undecided what it's going to be. In fact, right at this moment, this week's waffle is kind of undecided what it's going to be. Friday is my video from our trip to Alderkish and Jean Carr's Stone, with some drone footage too. Right. The waffle. When barbecues go bad, or rogue. Now, it's been a while since this tale. In fact, it's during my time of in the Air Force when I was at RF Strike Commander, so it's round about 95, 96, 97. Just outside London at RF High Wycombe. It's not a place for avionics people, aircraft people. It's a place where adminers go to die, so what a techie was doing there, yeah, beyond death. There was a software team there and I worked there. More from that in an upcoming video where I've been asked to talk more about what I did in the RAF, so we'll get to that in a forthcoming video. But during that time we were rallying with the Buckinghamshire Centre, let's get that right, or the box. And of course regular rallies throughout the year, but spring, summer, autumn, the highlight was the barbecue. Now apparently it had all started innocently enough. You know, the simple gathering round, windbreak up to stop things blowing out, or the gas blowing out, or the coals blowing sparks all over the place, and that then the seats around the table, the barbecue, all this, that's normal, you know. And if there's a group of you and you're round in a circle, yeah, just everything as normal. That's all you'd expect. But then of course somebody decides that they're going to improve things. You know, it starts in a small way. Starts with maybe the newest, latest gas barbecue, the newest, latest, biggest gas barbecue for the person next to you. the newest, biggest, shiniest, and you see how that's going. So when you've all got the biggest, shiniest barbecue, what do you start on next? Well, tablecloths maybe. Tablecloths blow away, so nice clips to clip them down. So the person after that gets a bigger and better tablecloth. The person next round, bigger and better, shinier, bigger clips. You can see how it's going. And then the windbreak gets replaced. It's a nice windbreak they've had, the company A, but the Joneses have now they've bought a new one, and it's bigger and shinier. So we've got to have a bigger, shinier, and new one. And so on, around the rally field. Next thing you know, somebody's putting a candle in the middle of their table with a decorative effect as a centrepiece for their barbecue. Then the next person said, well, we didn't fancy the candle, so we've got an LED light which looks like a candle, because of the problems you might have if the candle blows over or that. And I think it was just too much for the person at the end of the row to come with a full-blown candelabra. But I think, it's just terrible. Anyway, so you've got now all got. They haven't changed the seats yet. I nearly forgot. Somebody took along their folding seats, but the person next to them, the Joneses, had to have a bigger and better folding seat. Next we've got loungers. And somebody comes along, he's got a full-size three-piece suite by his table. And of course, don't get me started about cutlery. Well, there you go. So they've all got their big barbecues, their posh silver finery, the candelabras. We've forgotten the food. Well, the Smiths have got a couple of burgers and a couple of sausages. They're not that hungry, really. Great big barbecue, a little bit of meat. The Joneses, well, everybody's got to keep up with them, don't they? They've got their steaks and their burgers and their prawns. I think it's just a bit OTT that next to them the full roast is undergoing. And well, you can see where this goes. So Lindsay's gone off. She's on a course, I believe. But Craig and I are on our own on a box centre rally. And there's going to be a barbecue. I've described the layout. So we come along with our foldy chairs, the caravan table. We do have a tablecloth from the house, folded up a dozen times to make it fit, and clips, plates and stuff out of the caravan, just the ordinary melamine plates. And then we see all this being cooked. Sunday dinner, what have you. Oh dear. Well, Craig, I'm sorry, all we've got is some burgers, some barbecued boiled eggs. If you don't know them, hang on a second. And these that your mum's put up for us in the silver wrapping. And there was some other meat as well, weren't there? Enough for two hungry growing lads. Anyway, we set ours out, and it came to the point where everybody had been along and had a look to see how we're getting on, and it came to the point where we're going to unveil what was in the silver things. They'd seen us do the barbecue boiled eggs before. So we got, put it on the silver paper, unwrapped the tin foil, and there was 4 large stuffed mushrooms with peppers and onion and cheese bit of cooked ham in to eat with our burgers and what have you. Well, you'd think we'd have done something wrong. Nobody else had thought of this. Well, neither had we got it from somewhere else. But the commotion, have you seen what they've got? Oh, look at this. Just a simple idea that we had on our barbecue. And there was no real point in this. It was just, barbecue wars, when food goes wrong. Just to talk about those barbecue boiled eggs, they are a great way of doing boiled eggs. They're not really boiled, but you just put them, when the barbecue is cooler, or if it's on gas, turn it low, and just leave them on 5-10 minutes, and they will cook. And you eat them just like boiled eggs. Great little treat. I used to love doing them. So, the waffle again wasn't contentious this week. It may be next week. In fact, I've had 2 non-contentious ones. It probably will be. But here's some drone footage. And I hope you join us again for a waffle. And on Mondays and Fridays for our trips away, when we show you the areas and park-ups that we use, mostly around Scotland.
Thank you for watching Desmond's Donders. And remember, please take nothing but memories and leave nothing but tracks. Please subscribe and ring the bell for notifications, and hopefully we'll see you next time.